Hi, everybody. We're continuing here with 4.3b, the psychology of social situations. And this will be a wrap for the week of 4.3. Evaluate the impact of social situations on behavior and mental processes is our goal. And remember, we have reading notes and lecture notes. We're getting a double header here. All right, let's jump into the vocab. So we first got conformity. Conformity is the process by which individuals adjust their thoughts, feelings, or behavior to align with those of a group as a result of real or imagined group pressure, right? Because sometimes group pressure is just imaginary. You think other people want you to do something, even if they don't, and you still conform to the group. This is why people wear Nikes. Everyone's got Nikes and Adidas, and everyone wears the same type of clothing. Everyone wants to look the same. We don't want to be different from everybody else. And that seems to be especially true in some countries more than others. Conformity. Okay, we're going to look at this in class, but this is an extremely famous experiment that we need to know about. It's called the Ash line experiment. You can look it up. You can watch this video. But it's a very telling, it's a very obvious finding. It's not an obvious finding, actually. It's a very interesting finding that even in something so simple as a line test, like like this one, like which line, A, B, or C, matches the length of the line on the left. Looks like C, right? Well, in the Ash line test, they get a bunch of people together and, five people are actors and one person is not an actor, and the five actors will say A, 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 A. And then the sixth person will say A. Most of the time they conform, even when they know they're clearly wrong. So we'll talk about that in class and look at the Ash line experiment in class, but it's an experiment that you need to know about, the conformity experiment. Normative social influence. This is like normal day-to-day conformity. The influence to conform to the positive expectations of others driven by the desire to be liked or accepted to the group. This this is why you dress the way you dress. This is why you buy the shoes that you buy. This is why you have the phone that you have. It's all due to normative social influence. You want to fit in. You want to be accepted in the social group. And it's hard when you're not accepted into the group, right? I think we've all been there before. And a lot of us try to be normal and be accepted into the group. That's normative social influence, right? We just want to fit in. Social norms are unwritten rules that dictate acceptable behavior within a society or group, influencing how individuals act and interact. So, what's normal to wear at a wedding or a graduation or a funeral? If you wear something different, you're breaking the social norm, and everyone will sanction you. They'll think you're weird, they'll give you weird facial expressions, and they might even say something to you, right? If you wear a winter jacket to school tomorrow, everyone will think you're crazy because you're breaking social norms. There's no rule, it's not written down that you can't wear a winter jacket, but doing so will get you a lot of looks and comments because you're breaking a social norm. And we're all going to break a social norm for our next project. So stay tuned for that. Social comparison. Okay, so this is the reason why people are unhappy. And this is the reason why Instagram is so bad for you, is because Instagram is just nonstop hyper social comparison. So what is social comparison? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's when you compare yourself to others. And it doesn't necessarily need to be conscious. Just by seeing other people, you are automatically comparing yourself to others, even if you think you aren't. So there's two types of social comparison. Oh, wow. So we're going to talk about relative deprivation. Relative deprivation occurs when, oh, you have to watch the capuchin monkey experiment with grapes and cucumbers. Incredible, because you'll realize that we are no different from the capuchin monkeys. But again, this is something we'll watch in class. Relative deprivation is a feeling of dissatisfaction or injustice experienced when individuals compare themselves to others and perceive that they are worse off. So when you see somebody who is much more good looking than you or much richer than you, or I'm driving my car around Jeju and I see most of the cars are much nicer than mine, much more expensive than mine, I start to feel relative deprivation because I'm comparing myself relative to them. I'm worse off. I'm poorer than them. My car is worse than theirs, older than theirs. So I feel a sense of relative deprivation, a sense of unfairness, right? And this is a constant feeling that you have all day, all day, especially if you're poor, all day long. But even if you're not poor, you're always comparing yourself to people who have it better than you. And when you do so, you feel relative deprivation. All right, we'll look at these monkeys in class. So Instagram is so bad, and some TV shows are so good because of upward and downward social comparison. So the reason why Instagram makes you feel bad, the number one reason why Instagram will make you feel bad is because most people you see on Instagram are better looking than you, richer than you, and happier than you, right? Even if it's not true, they look happier and they look richer and they look hotter. So that's upward social comparison. When we're looking up to someone that has it better than we do, we feel bad. And most of the people on Instagram that you see, celebrities or just your friends posting the happiest moments of their life, we're constantly doing upward social comparison to ourselves. So we're going to feel relative deprivation. We're going to feel bad by comparing ourselves to people who have it better than us. This is the human condition. And this is the condition that Instagram has exploited because we're kind of addicted to upward social comparison. We're addicted to the sense of feeling bad. Now, if you want to feel good, you can do downward social comparison, right? This is when you compare yourself to somebody who has it worse off than you. You got a 19 out of 20 on the quiz. Time to make fun of the person who got a 16 out of 20 on the quiz. That'll make you feel better about your 19 out of 20. This is called downward social comparison. And the reason why reality shows are so popular is because most of the people on reality shows are not intelligent. You know, they always make really dumb mistakes or they do something really stupid. And we love to watch it because it's downward social comparison. It makes us feel better about ourselves and it makes us feel smarter. So it's not necessarily a good thing to do downward social comparison all the time. You're kind of that'll kind of make you a bad person, but it is a way to feel better. And upward social comparison is a way to feel bad. Informational social influence. This is like when we're about to see a movie or go to a nice restaurant, we look for information from other people to confirm that the movie or restaurant is good. The influence to accept information from others as evidence about reality, often occurring in situations where the correct action or belief is uncertain. I don't know what to eat today. I'm new to Jeju. I'm going to ask other people that are from Jeju or have lived here for a long time, what's good to eat around here? When I ask them that, that's informational social influence. When you use ChatGPT, that's informational social influence. You're asking ChatGPT for advice. It's giving you information that you're being influenced by. Informational social influence. Obedience, the act of following direct commands, usually from an authority figure, even if they, even if they contradict personal beliefs or morals. Okay, I think everybody kind of knows what obedience is. Social facilitation is when other people are watching you and you do better because other people are watching you. So you're playing basketball and no one's watching and you play terribly, and then you play basketball in a real game and you play amazing because people are watching you and cheering for you. That's called social facilitation. When other people are observing you, you do better. Just like in class, when a teacher is watching you do something, you're going to do it better. And when a teacher is not watching you, you're probably not going to do much of anything, right? Social facilitation is when you're being watched, you do a task better. The opposite of that, the opposite of that is coming. Group polarization, not related to social facilitation. Group polarization is what has happened to the American political system. We got Democrats and Republicans, and they drift further and further apart, and they become more and more entrenched in the beliefs that they already have. Remember, confirmation bias is a big cause of this. And this is happening in the Korean political sphere as well. So group polarization is when people in a group talk about an idea and they end up agreeing even more strongly than they did before, right? If you've ever heard of echo chambers, group polarization is happening because of echo chambers. You can look up echo chambers if you want. That'll be really helpful. Here's another simple example, a day-to-day example. A group of friends who all think a movie is pretty good start talking about the movie, and in the end, they all think the movie is amazing, right? At first, they all thought it was pretty good, but once they all got together in their own echo chamber and talked about how pretty good it was, now they all agree that the movie is amazing, right? If you hang around with people that agree with you, your beliefs will become more and more extreme. Group polarization. Groupthink. This is when you don't speak up because you don't want to cause a problem in the group. You don't want to go against the group, so you join the group think, right? And this is another phenomenon that happens on the internet where people are able to just group think more and more and more. The desire for harmony or conformity in a group leads to irrational or dysfunctional decision-making outcomes. Members suppress dissenting opinions, leading to a loss of individual creativity and responsibility. So the easy example here is a school club is planning an event. No one speaks up about the bad weather forecast because they don't want to ruin the vibe, and the event gets ruined by rain. So groupthink causes people not to speak up and share their opinion because they don't want to go against the group or cause any friction. Groupthink, great word. The bystander effect is when individuals are less likely to offer help to a victim when other people are present. So if someone is walking down the hallway and they trip and fall or they drop all of their books and there's lots of people around, it's unlikely that anyone will help them because all those people assume someone else will help them, right? It's the same for car accidents or when someone's getting beat up in the street. Most bystanders do nothing because they assume someone will do something. But when there's not a lot of people watching, when there's only one person watching you in the hallway and you drop all your books, they're very likely to help you because it's only a one-on-one situation. They can't assume anyone else is going to help you, so they help you. But this is the bystander effect, where the more people, the more bystanders there are, the less likely you are to receive help when something bad happens. All right, we can look at these numbers, right? When one person is around, I don't know if these numbers are real. When one person is around, they're 100% likely to help you. When two bystanders are around, that drops down to like 90. When three bystanders are around, that drops down to less than 60% of the time someone's going to help you. When 20 people are around, a little more than 20% of the people are going to help you. So the more bystanders there are, the less likely you are to receive any help or intervention. And this happens because of a term called diffusion of responsibility. If you know what a diffuser is, this will make a lot of sense. Responsibility is diffused throughout the group. So it's the tendency for individuals to feel less responsible for taking action or helping in a situation when others are present, leading to a decrease in the likelihood of intervention. So the diffusion of responsibility causes bystander effect to occur. And that's a wrap. Nope, that's not a wrap. One more word, two more words, maybe three. Social loafing. This is what we see every time there is a group activity or group project. No one talks and everyone waits for one person to start talking and start managing the group. This is called social loafing. Individuals exert less effort when working in a group than when working alone, right? This is why it's so hard to work in a group because there's always some people that are going to be social loafing. De-individuation, a wonderful word. This happens at a lot of protests. This happens at a lot of celebrations. This will happen at any athletic event. It's a psychological state where individuals lose their self-awareness and sense of individuality in group settings, often leading to impulsive or deviant behavior. So if you're at a protest alone, you're probably not going to throw a Molotov cocktail at a police car. But if you're at a protest and you have a mask on and you're with all of your friends who have masks on, you're much more likely to throw a Molotov cocktail at a police car because you've lost your sense of identity and you are blending in with the group. And groupthink also is a contributor here, but you lose your identity and you become one with the group, and you're more likely to do bad things when you're with a large group of people. You're de-individualized. And that's a wrap for the vocab for 4.3. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.